Welcome, Shark Grebeniuk, to Coaching in Session. How are you doing today?
Doing good, my brother. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks so much for coming on. Today, I have you on as a fitness and mindset coach. Your story is amazing, right? What you have went through in your life, but where you are today is a testament that the mind is a powerful thing. And we're going to be talking about your story and your work momentarily. But I do want everyone to understand that when it comes to mindset, mindset is going to be something that you have to understand fully. It's not something that you can passively just say, oh, mindset, like the way I think, mindset. Mindset is a deep understanding of what you can accomplish each and every single day. Some days people are going to push themselves. Some days people are going to take a backseat approach to life. And I want people to take this episode and start to look at it from I'm the driver. I'm going to steer my life to something better. So, with that being said, Shark, can you please introduce yourself to the world and tell everyone how you help them?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Shark. That's not my real name. It's a nickname that kind of became my real name. My real name is Bogdan Grebeniuk. I was born and raised in Ukraine, grew up over there, lived my entire life until I was 20 years old. Moved to the United States when I was 20 in 2011. My story is long, just like anybody's. But long story short is that I grew up a swimmer. That's actually where the nickname Shark came from. I used to be a competitive swimmer. I was a junior national champion of Ukraine. When I was 18 years old, I had a heart attack during swim practice and I went into cardiac arrest and my heart eventually stopped. When the ambulance came, they shot me with epinephrine and did something else, somehow got me out of that state, got my heart beating again. So I was hospitalized that day. It was April 15, 2010. I was hospitalized, and after a series of tests, they found out that what caused the heart attack was my genetic heart condition that I was born with. So I was very shortly after that, I was scheduled to have a heart surgery to fix the issue, which I did. About a month later, after heart attack happened, I had a surgery. It was one of the top surgeons in Ukraine who performed the surgery on me, and the surgery went well. And the doc said that this shouldn't ever happen again. However, she did not recommend that I continue to pursue like a professional athlete career. She said working out for fitness and health is fine, but big sport she does not recommend. And so I never got a green light from the doctors to continue competitive athletic career. That was the big reason which pushed me to come to the United States because that was not an option for me. I wanted to continue to compete and be an athlete, and that was the only path that I saw for myself at the time. And so ended up finding a college in the United States that gave me a full athletic scholarship for swimming. That's how I came to the United States in 2011. In 2010, I had my heart attack. In 2011, I came to the United States. It was a risk, but the risk paid off. I swam in Pennsylvania. I went to Westchester University of Pennsylvania, which is right outside Philly. I was a Pennsylvania champion my freshman through senior year. Every year I won Pennsylvania championships. And my junior year, I was NCAA All-American. So I took my athletic results to a whole new level after coming to the United States and after overcoming, cardiac arrest and all that. But then my story continued. And after graduating college and wrapping up the chapter of Pennsylvania, moved to LA in 2017 and got my personal training certification. I graduated college with a degree in athletic coaching and professional education. So I decided to become a trainer, and share my passion for sports and fitness with everybody, with people. Life went on and I was very happy with what I do. Everything was beautiful. I was working in this gym and loving my life, right? All of a sudden, I'm 29. I get diagnosed with late stage cancer. When you find out news like this, it hits you really hard. You're like, man, what? Late stage cancer? What? At 29? Me? Why? I was in denial. I was like, why me? Like, I've been an athlete my entire life. I never did any drugs. I never partied. I always tried to take good care of my body and all that, like what the fuck caused me getting, cancer and being in this situation. So at first it was a denial and a shock to the system for sure. But then quickly I've come to accept the situation. I was like, okay, it is what it is. I'm dealing with cancer now. I can cry about it, be a victim, or I can accept the situation and decide how I'm gonna fight this thing. And so that's what I did. I quickly accepted the situation I was in, and I was like, okay, let's figure out how I'm gonna beat this. Because if anybody else before me beat late stage cancer, why can't I do it? That was the mindset that I went with. Again, long story short, here I am 3 years later, completely healthy, cancer free, in the best shape of my life, absolutely loving life. Before I started chemotherapy, my oncologist told me that I may never have kids because of chemotherapy and its destructive, nature. But here I am, healthy, and my son was born 10 months ago. I've continued to do what I do and share my passion with people for health and fitness. And now I'm taking it to a new level because I realize that way I can impact more lives and get in touch with more people and share my story with more people and how I got to the place at which I am now, which is the best I've ever been mentally, physically, and spiritually.
And first off, congratulations on your son. It's a great pleasure to be a parent. It's a gift that no parent is going to ever regret that they did or they got. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so kudos to you on that. Great pleasure again. Because our audience, we have a lot of parents here, so they all resonate with you there. And then I wanted to rewind a little bit about when you were talking to the doctor. The doctor did the surgery, says, yeah, you can do fitness and you can do, gym training, but I wouldn't recommend doing athletic sports and things like that. Right there is a limit. And I mean, doctors have like the best intentions for people. They want you to be in good health, the best health that you possibly can be in. And if they see something that maybe can be a detriment to your life, they're going to say, hey, I think this is maybe something you should stay away from. However, the limits that a doctor has doesn't mean that those limits have to be for you. Because the thing about limits is that they're the other person's limits. The doctor only sees what other people have done, what other people have accomplished, the hardships from other people, but yet no one truly knows how far you can go. No one truly knows how competitive you can be and how much fight you have within you. Most people won't ever find that out until they had no other option. And when they have no option, they can run or they can fight. A lot of people in our world today, they choose to run. You are a fighter, right? You are very competitive, do boxing, swimming, things like that. You have that competitive spirit. So when it came to that limiting belief that that doctor shared with you, you're like, no, doctor, I understand what you're trying to tell me, but how I'm trying to live my life is without the limits. So I wanted to get into a conversation with you on limits and then maybe even touching base with the survivor type of mindset. Because if you live or if you have lived in those limits, would you be where you are today?
Absolutely not. No way. Could be dead already. It all comes down to mindset. That's what it is. That's it. I'm sure you heard the famous quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That's the truth right there. Whether you think you can or whether you think you cannot, you are right. So if you don't believe in yourself, I mean, how can you accomplish anything? But if you do and you're willing to do whatever it takes, then what can stop you? I think that's what it comes down to. One thing that I always keep in mind is that nobody will take responsibility for my unhappiness. This is my life to live. I keep my mind open and I can respect everybody's opinion and I can hear you out and respectfully listen to what you have to suggest for me or whatever. But at the end of the day, the decision is going to be mine because this is my life. You might think otherwise or you wouldn't do the same, but that's fine because we're different people and you have your life and I have my life. If what I decide to do ends up hurting me, that's okay because That's my life, and those are my lessons that I have to go through, not yours. That's just how it is. I think, at the end of the day, yes, it's important to keep your mind open and be respectful of people's opinions, especially if you know those people, their intentions are good and they wish you well and they coming from the loving place, no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, you must listen to your own heart and follow your own gut and your own calling, because it's your, like I already said, it's your life to live. And if you end up listening to somebody's advice and then end up being unhappy with your decision because you listen to somebody else's opinion or something, that's on you. They won't take responsibility for that.
If we look at the world today as a great example, the news, the government, they tell us what to do. They say, hey, you need to do this, you can't do this. And for me, I just see them as limits. Why are we so limited? Why can't we be free? Especially here in America, right? We have our First Amendment where we can say what we want, but yet we can't say what we want, because if we say something wrong, we're canceled, we're banned, we're labeled toxic or whatever. There's so much that a person can say or believe without getting an outside attack, especially in our world today. Everything is so regimented where you have to look a certain way, you have to dress a certain way, you have to have a certain phone, you have to have a certain car, you have to have a certain lifestyle. There are going to be people who say, you know what, I want to live my life just as you are saying today. I'm going to live my life, my life. But yet they're attacked for living their life exactly how they want. Some people in that attack, they will conform to what the other people are saying. So they basically just play coy. They just say, you know what? Okay, I'm not here to start a fight. It happened with the pandemic. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll put on a mask. Sure, I'll get, a shot or something. Sure, I'll do all the things you want me to, but to what extent? And to the extent that I don't do what I want anymore, getting into that mindset. Should people feel the pressure of other people when they're saying that they should be a certain person or to do a certain thing? Or should they say, F it, I'm going to still do what I want?
I think, well, you're going way, way deeper, right, with the
Well,
society.
yep, that's the way we're doing it today.
No, that's good. That's good. I love challenging conversations like this. Again, I think it's all going to come down to one thing. What do you think? What do you believe is right? For me, being attacked by somebody who doesn't pay my bills, like, I don't care about it. You know what I mean? I have a pretty big following on social media, and I get attacked by clowns all day long. People who have zero posts posted, and they don't even have their own picture on their avatar. How can I take that seriously? And that shit, that just can't hurt me, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, there's not many people whose voice I value so much that what they say they can hurt me, you know what I mean? And so what random people and strangers say about my choices and about the way I live my life doesn't really shake me, It doesn't matter. Because again, I could be dead already. So it doesn't matter. Like, I could have died to cardiac arrest when I was 18 years old, and I wouldn't even exist today. Would I care then what these people have to say about me? No. So, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm alive. This is my life. I'm gonna live it the way I want to, the way I believe is right. I'm gonna stand on what I believe is right. If you talk about society and all that, like, as long as I'm not breaking any laws or not hurting anybody, which I'm not, I'm a good person. I always come from a caring and loving place when I approach people. I really care about what I do. I really care about helping people become better, become healthier, fitter, feeling better mentally, because I used to be hurt just like a lot of people today. And another thing that I realized is that people who try to hurt you and attack you, those are people who are hurting. And those are people who need help, because you will never be attacked by somebody who's doing better than you, who's doing well. You know, People who are doing well in life, who are in the right mind, who are at peace in their soul, who have everything good in their life. They're appreciative of their life, of their family, of their job, whatever that is. they're just in a good mental space, they're not going to go online and try to attack somebody, you know? It's you're only going to get attacked by somebody who is hurting. And you know what? Like, if that's the case, if I get attacked by somebody, I normally don't respond to attacks. But if I do, I'm gonna say something like, I love you, brother. I hope you feel better. I hope, you know, you find whatever that is you're looking for. You can never beat hate with more hate. The only way to beat hate is with love, you know? So yeah, I just don't take hate and attacks and all that seriously. I just live my life the way I think and I know in my heart is right. And I don't pay attention to hate.
They say like the more haters you have, it means you're on the right path, right? Just as you said, people don't who are of a higher mindset that are doing their thing every single day, they're not hating on people below them. They're too busy doing what they have to do, accomplish their goals. So for someone to hate on you, number one, they're already beneath you. And for you to, stoop down to their level, that's just going to detract from what you have going for yourself. So I always, love the haters. I love the comments. I look at them, I go, whatever. And then I keep moving on because it's kind of like, someone will say, oh, that's stupid. I go, okay, cool. Thanks. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because the more focus I have on something like that, and I mean, it's almost like a reconfirmation if I'm doing something and someone's like, oh, this is terrible. I go, okay, that was pretty good then because they feel a certain way. It's the insecurities that people have, like in their life, because those people are the people who are not truly living. Because what is life, right? Life has to have some meaning. And if those people are going to a 9 to 5 that they hate, they're coming home, sitting on the sofa, they're overweight. The only thing they can do is go online to, spout some more negativity because that is what they feel, right? That is what they're living in. That is not where mindset should be. Many people who are in that area, that zone, it takes a trauma typically for them to get out of it because they can't even see what they're doing. It's just that routine that they have created and they think it's okay, but it's not okay to be in that state of mind, that constant state of negativity, that constant state of drama. And it's something that the American society and the system has placed in the minds of people, right? Like we go on the news, it's fear, it's drama, it's negativity. We turn on a movie, right? Killing, it's drama, it's, cheating, whatever. There's just so much, right? And the brain loves the drama. The brain loves all the negativity because the brain is naturally wired to be negative. But we can actually rewire the brain to be in a positive manner. But those people are going to have a more difficult time when they live in a negative world. As you know, we live in a very negative world where something can bring you down just as you had that bad news in the past when you were, I believe, 29. You got that bad news, right? Some people are going to say, oh, my life is over, and they're going to give up. They're going to, put their hands up in the air and just say, I surrender, right? But you said, I'm going to fight. I'm going to be more than what my ailment is, right? Because we can have a long, healthy life, but yet people don't want to have a healthy life or maybe even a long life at that, right? People want to retire at 40 now. Nothing wrong with that. But what are you going to do for the rest of your years? People don't even plan out ahead, right? People don't save for retirement. People are only living in a moment. And most of the times that moment is not the greatest moment for them. What do you do to help people that are just in a mindset of negativity, that are in this world that's full of negativity, become more positive, become more optimistic of what can happen in their life?
Beautiful question. So I believe that the world is not as it is, the world is as you are. So if you see the world as negative, that means you're negative. So if you want to change something about your world, you need to start with yourself. Why? Because your personality creates your personal reality. That's it. Life is a mirror, not a window. That's it right there. So if you don't like something about the outside world, if you think it's negative, if you think it sucks, if there's something that you're complaining about or whatever, you got to start with yourself. You would say, what would I tell a person who's negative or whatever, right? It starts with three simple things: how you think, how you act, and how you feel. That's it right there. It's very simple. It's not easy, but it's very simple. Those three things right there, They make up your personality. Your personality is what creates your personal reality. Again, life is a mirror, not a window. I'll give you an example. I live in LA, right? I think it's absolutely beautiful here. I love the weather. I love palm trees. The nature is beautiful. The ocean is beautiful. The atmosphere, people are in love with fitness and working out. You can go on the beach and there'll be gymnastics rings and pull-up bars and dip bars, and there's bike lanes everywhere, and people are skating, surfing, rollerblading, and doing all kinds of activities. I mean, it's just beautiful. I fucking love it here. Sorry, I don't know if you're allowed to
Yeah, sure.
curse. So I think I think it's a dream. I think it's a movie. I think it's beautiful out here. But I know plenty of people who live in the same place, and all I hear from them is LA sucks, there's too many homeless, the taxes are crazy, the rent is crazy, this sucks, that sucks, this sucks, that sucks. How come we live in the same environment, but I live in the beautiful world and I'm loving this life, but they're so negative and they're finding so many things to hate? I believe it comes down to your personality. You're negative, and that's why you see the world as negative. So if you want to change something about your life, you got to start with yourself. And it starts with three things: your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. If you don't like something, ask yourself a question: can you do something about it to change it, to make it better? If the answer is yes, then it's obvious. Go ahead and change it. If the answer is no, then you have two choices: remove yourself from situation or accept it. There's no reason for you to complain or bitch about it. If you don't like something, if you don't like your situation, change it. Or if you can't change it, remove yourself from it. Or if you can't remove yourself from it, then you have to accept it. There's no reason to cry about it or be negative about it. We only got one life, very finite, and tomorrow's not promised. Like, I'm 32, but I could have been dead a long time ago. So it comes down to being appreciated. People live, this is the problem. A lot of people are being negative because they think life is so long and they're granted to live at least 100 years or something. It's like, what? Wake up, people, over 380,000 people in the world die each day. And guess what? Not all those people are old. Not all those people are poor. Not all those people are sick. Some of those people are young. Some of those people are rich. Some of those people have beautiful families. Some of those people are very successful in everything they did. If you come to realize this, then you'll get to appreciate the very moment that you're in, because you got the most precious thing right there, right now, and it's life itself. You're breathing and you're alive. And no matter how messed up your situation is, you have the power to change it if you decide so. If you decide to stop being a victim and complain and cry about it, and if you decide to do something about it and change it, you have that power. You just have to come to this realization and look at the situation with this level of awareness.
It's the fallacy of time. People think they have time, they think they have tomorrow, but we have today. We have today to make a choice, right? Our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions are going to be ours to control. And if you allow other people to control them, you're going to find yourself negative, unhappy, unwilling to move, and you can't live life that way. I loved our conversation today because it is inspiring to many people, because it is that pill that they have to take, that hard truth. It's just like, I know you don't want to hear it, but you are responsible for you. You are responsible for your future too. So take action today is so important. And as we begin to wrap up, Shark, I would love to have some final words from you, and then to please tell the audience where they can find you.
Oh, I appreciate everybody listening. This is what it's all about. I love connecting with people like you, brother, who really cares about spreading the message of what really matters. Because, like you said, people love drama way too much these days, and they like talk about nonsense, irrelevant shit. I don't like to waste my time on that. I only want to talk about stuff that matters. Life is, like I said, it's very finite and it's very precious, and it can be wasted. And this is the message that I'm pushing and not because I read some kind of fucking inspirational book and it got me all inspired to share this message. I share this because I could have been dead many times in my life. Some people look at me and they say, oh my God, this guy is fit and healthy and strong and badass or whatever. But yo, I wasn't gifted this. I had to earn everything that I have. I had to earn, but it all starts with just pure love for life and appreciation. And your life is not yesterday. Your life is not 10 years ago. Your life is not your past accomplishments or past failures for that matter. Drop all of it. Drop all of your baggage. Your life is not in the future. It doesn't exist. Tomorrow may never come. We live on the ball called Earth, which is spinning in the enormous space, which goes on forever. And only Milky Way galaxy is 13.8 billion years old. And if we get very lucky, we get to live 100 years, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. This is what I'm all about, just coming to realization that we are here for the very finite amount of time, and life is very precious, and it shouldn't be wasted. Yeah, brother, I appreciate you having me. This is what I'm all about, and this is the message that I'm pushing. I love that you had me on, and we had this great conversation. For those who are listening and care about connecting with me or whatever, seeing what I'm sharing and the message that I'm pushing, you can find me mainly on Instagram. My handle is shark.strong. I also have a TikTok account. I'm going to get into YouTube soon. Those are my platforms. And like I said, I'm very grateful for you to have me on your platform and share this message with your audience.
No problem. And I'll definitely make it easy for everyone to follow you. All the links are going to be in the description box below. I encourage everyone to check out Shark, learn more about what he has done, what he has accomplished. I know he says he's not a badass, but he is. He is, because he decided to not be a victim of life. He decided to reach out for something more and grab it. So I want you to grab it today. I want you to get the life that you deserve, not the life that you're given. I want to thank you so much, Shark, for coming on, spending a little bit of time with us. Great conversation.
Appreciate it, brother. Much love.